Hey, this is Tony Ross for TonyTeach.com, and this is going to be a quick tutorial explaining something in Toon Boom Harmony Essentials, and that is the cutter tool versus the cutter effect. Okay, now if you're just starting off on this, you may see both of these things, and you hear people talking about the cutter. Now, they're two different cutters. If there's one thing that I might not like about this program is that it gave the exact name to two different things, but it's no big deal, and I'm going to show you what the difference is. First and foremost, I'm going to grab my brush tool here, and I'm going to draw out just a nice little circle here, just kind of rough out this little eye shape here. And I basically have these little lines that are going over the edge. What I'm getting ready to do is use the cutter tool. Okay, now the cutter tool, come up here, now select this. It's right beneath my select tool, and I'm going to turn on the one. I want to make sure this is set to lasso, and I have the gesture selected. So I'm using my little Wacom tablet here. So if I click and just snatch out really quick like that on these lines that are overlapping, they go away. Okay, that is the cutter tool. Okay, now since we're already working on this, I'm going to change this layer name to eyelids. Okay, now what I want to do is create a quick eye rig, and for that I'm going to be using the cutter effect. All right, so just for giggles here, I'm going to go ahead and fill in our skin color there, and I'm going to fill in the white of the eye, grab my select tool, I'm going to select the white of the eye, I'm going to copy that, Command C, make a new layer, and I'm just going to call this mask eyeball. Now, what I just copied was the white from this other layer. I'm going to simply paste Command V, that's Control V on PC. And I'll add one more layer, and this is actually going to be the eyeball itself. Add and close. And I'll just draw out a nice little circle here. And fill that in. Now, I'm going to just extend this a few frames, all of my layers. Let's simply press F5 to extend the exposure. So now let's get ready for the cutter effect. What I want to do is select eyeball, go to my plus sign, come down to effects, and go to cutter. Now I can also go to insert on my menu here, come down to effects, and use cutter here. Now what I want to do next is make sure I'm going to use the mask that we made earlier, the mask eyeball. So I'm going to click the plus sign on my cutter, and it's asking me to drop a layer here. So I'm going to grab my mask eyeball, drag it here, and if you notice, instantly part of the eyeball disappeared, but we can see the top part of the eye right there, and that's not exactly what we want. Actually, we need the reverse of that. No problem. I'm going to simply double click on invert, and now I'll click close. All right, so what we have now, if I go to the eyeball layer, and I want to grab my transform tool, and anywhere I move this, even though the eyelids are beneath the eyeball, this is actually cutting it off. And this is because we have the mask, the white of the eye, we have that set to a mask. So that's how that's working now. Okay. And that is the cutter effect. So once again, the cutter tool, let's add a new layer here, is used to clean up your drawings and the cutter effect is used as a mask. I hope that's been helpful, and let me know if you have any other questions. This has been Tony Ross for TonyTeach.com. Remember, keep it simple, make it perfect. If you don't have time to make it perfect, rethink the idea. If you really enjoy this, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends. Have a good one.